This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
What is going on, party people? Welcome to another edition of Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. It is your boy Smooth. That is Smooth with 3 O's. Thanks for tuning in. A special edition of the show because the special guest who you see on the screen right now. We had to make some things happen in regards to some time changing, but I appreciate this brother for making the adjustment and making things happen right now. So I need everyone who is tuned in to go ahead and share right now. Let everyone know that we live. It's going down at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Need everyone to go ahead and go on YouTube, subscribe to Smoooth Conversations. Once again, that is Smooth with 3 O's. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and spread the word about Smoooth Conversations. Also, download the Beat District Radio app, KBDR Beat District Radio. It's an amazing app. It is the only Black-owned St. Louis internet radio that's going globally, not just locally, but globally all around the world, y'all. High definition. It's amazing. So, Smoooth Conversations on YouTube. And once again, go to KBDR Beat District Radio. Got the app, no matter if you have iOS or Android. And also go to their website. Just got it updated. So it looks amazing. And we're just constantly adding more and more people, more incredible people to what Beat District Radio has to offer. So once again, Smoooth Conversations. For those like, man, what's Smoooth Conversations all about? Well, thanks for asking. I'll tell you, this show's all about just promoting people who's doing great things and having their stories told. We always see what they're doing on TV or on social media or on stages, etc. But people don't really get to see what goes on behind the scenes in regards to where they started from as a kid to where they're going present day. And there may be someone like yourself or someone else who may be going through something similar than what myself or a guest is going through that they can kind of relate to. And it's all about just keeping it 100, being real and being authentic and being transparent. And tonight's, or shall I say this afternoon's show, this special edition of Smoooth Conversations does not stop there. So I need everyone who is tuned in right now to not be shy and leave comments, leave questions, and let's engage with the special guests as I am about to right now bring in in the TSC, the Saunders Experience. Got my boy, man. He is a writer, director, actor, just amazing in stage play. He is an amazing event coordinator. Talk about that. He's also a proud father and husband. And I look forward to just talking so much great things to this man and so much more. Let's bring out the homie, my brother, Mr. Jason Little. What's going on, brother?
Yeah. What's up, man? What's going on, my dude?
There we go.
Thanks for having me on.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Ooh. Man, how life treating you, man?
Man, I cannot complain, brother. God is good, man. He's allowing me to tap into my dreams a little more this season, man. So I'm just extremely grateful, brother.
Yeah, man. And I wanted to wait until we had the show started, but one of my biggest things I love to say is progress is sexy. And to be able to see the progress from the first time that you and I met to where we're both doing now, and just me seeing you doing so many amazing things, it's great to see you doing your thing, brother. So I salute you, give me your flowers, man, and keep doing what you're doing and having a passion in regards to what you're doing as well.
Thank you, brother. That means a lot coming from you, and I'm extremely proud of you as well. Like before we even started, I told you, bro, like this setup here is dope.
Yeah.
You took a vision, man, and turned it into reality. So this is smooth with
There
three
we go,
O's,
with
baby.
3 O's, baby.
For sure.
Comments already coming in. Got CJ Johnson.
CJ.
Shout out to little cuz Jason Little. What you want to say to him?
What's up, CJ? Hey, that's my big cousin right there, man. Extremely intelligent. Always be tapping in with me, man, and just giving me perspective, man. I love you, dog. For real. For real.
And someone that you just might know. Who is this person right here?
That's my wife. That's my baby. Hey, Peach Cobb. Let's see. She Peach Cobbler on Instagram.
Got you.
See, that's Jacqueline Lee. That's sophisticated Jack right there. Love you, baby. Can't wait to get home.
And I believe she just had a birthday. So
yes, indeed.
Happy birthday to you, to the missus, to Peach Cobbler.
Peach Cobbler, which one we on right here?
There we go.
Happy birthday, baby.
There it is, man. So, man, Smoooth Conversations, and you saw a few of the shows that I've had in the past, and one of the first shows that you saw was the one I had with Guy Tori and with my former co-host Countess, she's also doing amazing things.
That's my homie too. Yeah, that's my homie as well.
She was actually on your show. I mean, I'm sorry, on her show maybe a few years ago. Not Your Average Therapy, great episode. But just talk about the growth that you have seen within yourself from where you started at when you was in high school to what you're doing now.
Bro, to be honest, man, if I'm taking it back, it happened by accident as far as this acting thing. I thought I was gonna be an athlete, and CJ, he's on. You know, he know how big I was into sports, football. I went to school in Ottawa, Kansas, on a partial football scholarship, man. And when I got there, it was like I wasn't getting no playing time at all because these guys are 6'4", 200 and some pounds, playing the same position I played, wide receiver, and they was quicker and faster. So they were recruiting people to do theater, you know, at this school. Small school population, maybe 1,000 people. So for a little bit more, you know, scholarship money, I went in, I auditioned. They gave me a script. It's for this show called Oleana. I thought I did a horrible job, but they end up hiring me for the lead role. And ever since then, man, I got bit by the acting bug, and I just kept going ever since.
And it's crazy how you brought that up because a few months ago, I had someone that you know very well, Miss Molly.
Oh, that's my sister. Yes, indeed.
And for those who don't know, tell everyone what high school that y'all went to.
View Time. And if you don't know what View Time is, Riverview.
There it is. There it is. So I wanted to kind of bring it back because first, thanks to you for allowing me and Smoooth Productions to be a part of the 6 out of the last 8 years bonfires. The biggest, the best, and the safest bonfire experience that you will ever have. And it's just been a pleasure. Every year it's all about getting bigger and better. Talk about what was the reason why you want to get that thing started and how it's just gotten so amazing.
Well, first off, it started with a seed. My father-in-law, you know, actually, he was doing it for Normandy way before we even did the Riverview thing. So if it wasn't for him opening up his own home and wanting to continue, you know, doing bonfires at his spot, you know, it wouldn't happen. So it started with that, man. And then Riverview, like, it always been like a family thing. Like, I mean, they did it for 10 years with Normandy before we even started Riverview. So that was the blueprint, right? So we just like, I was like, hey, why not do my school? You know what I'm saying? We can do it, and maybe we can do it even a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So, and we just been doing it ever since then. And it's just like, you shouldn't have to wait to, you know, the 20th reunion in order to get together with you know, amongst your friends and family in a sense. So we made it an annual thing, and people love it, man. I mean, they love it. And like you said, one of the safest, glory be to God, you know, that it is the safest. And then shout out to St. Louis County Police Quentin Williams, he's the lead on that, you know, just making it safe for everybody. So, yeah, man, Riverview, man, don't nobody kick it like Riverview, man. I'm telling you. Shout out to the View time.
Yeah, man. So definitely got to show love, man, because y'all been holding me down, and it's been great vibes.
Yeah.
And once again, bigger and better every year.
Bro, you rock out every year, dog.
Yeah, man. So it be a vibe, man. Definitely be a vibe. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let's go to how you and I actually met. I got something for you that I want you to check out. Let's talk about this moment, these moments, or moment right here. Do you recall this?
Oh, wow. Silly Man Live.
Yeah.
Rusty Goat. Yes, I do remember this moment, man.
So it was these shows. That's how I met you, because I met Silly Man through Word Up.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw me do my thing in regards to DJing, and he was telling me like, "Hey, I've been doing these improv shows, and I want you to DJ for me, and you know, I'll have you do certain things, doing certain times." I'm like, "Cool, I got you." And then that's when I was able to meet Miss Molly, yourself, and the crew.
Right.
And ever since then, like, we just been locked in. This is like back in 2015, 16, something like that.
Bro, yeah, because we was doing those sketches. Big shout out to my big brother, Chris Mosley. If y'all didn't know the name Silly Man, Chris Mosley is the one that put those on. And it's on kind of full circle, too, because I'm back in doing skits. But, yeah, he put these improv shows together, man. And it started off doing YouTube videos, man, because he's a brilliant writer, man. He's funny as heck. You know, and then, yeah, like you said, that's how we all connected, bro. God don't make no mistakes. And here we are, man, over 10 years later, you know, by the grace of God, we still here. We healthy in our right mind and stuff like that, man. So, man, bro, you bringing back memories, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was just some great times, man. Incredible shows. And it wasn't scripted.
Yeah.
You know, majority of what y'all did, shoot, 99.9% of what y'all did was straight off the dome. And that's what I respected so much, because yes, I'm a DJ. Yes, I do this, I do that. But if you pay me $1 million to just go off script or freestyle stuff, I'm probably gonna be still where I was before the $1 million. But just the talent that y'all would share and show to the people, I'll just be amazed behind the DJ booth. Like, man, these cats are just amazing at what they do. Wow. So talk about that family atmosphere, because I know everyone or majority of the cast went to the same school. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So talk about that family oriented feeling of being able to do shows with people that you know.
Well, it was dope, man. Like, once again, sports, right? So we played football, and Chris, he was 2 grades, you know, above me, but I was always like, I was on the bench, younger, like sophomore or whatever, watching this senior Chris Mosley do his thing on the football field. And I always aspired to be that on the football field. So that's where that bond started to formulate. But so we just kind of held on to their relationship. It started with sports. And then I saw he was doing his thing online. And I forgot if he inboxed me or I inboxed him. But I ended up pulling up. My first skit that I ever did with Silly Man TV was a skit called Training Day. And it's when they had one of the homeboys, Craig, another brother from Riverview. They had him tied up, and like they pretty much had me there to like kill him. But it was all like fun, like type stuff or whatever. And that was my first skit, and it was like my initiation, because they was already doing it. You know, well, especially Chris, he was already doing it by himself, and he just kind of just brought us on people that he trusted, man. And, you know, he kind of like molded us into, you know, what he needed for his skits, for his style of writing and things like that. And and the improv was just a concept. He'd have a particular concept and we'd just flow, man. You know, good times, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And when I asked Miss Molly about this, about her time in high school, she was talking about I guess y'all drama teacher.
I never did drama at Riverview.
Oh.
I never did drama. It was always sports. I thought I was going to the league, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you, because, you know, people will beef your head up. And yeah, you always think you're so much better than what you actually are when you're in high school, bro. If I'm being completely honest with you. So I never really, acting came later when I saw football really wasn't going to be it. And I just, like I said, fell in love with the art of acting. Yeah.
So speaking of football, I did see this. I was like, okay. Number 81. So what position did you play?
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Shout out to Coach Atwell. He had put in a national paper that I had the best hands in the nation.
Wow.
He put that in the paper. He said I had the best hands. And I didn't drop many passes.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the fastest. My route running could have been a little better, but I did not drop many passes. You know, so
that's good for any QB to know that, hey, I can rely on this guy right here to hold me down, no matter what kind of throw it is.
Yeah.
So what did Riverview teach you?
What did Riverview teach me? That school has such a bad rep. Let's just be honest, man. Like, so many people that passed away from just senseless violence, fights. It's crazy. Like, that's why they were talking about, maybe discontinuing the program or, getting rid of the high school altogether a couple of times because, the kids are just not guided well. Right. So it showed me that even though you come from, out of dirt, you can still become something special. It's all about, perspective. If you have a decent enough perspective, you can do anything. It don't matter where you come from. You can come out of the garbage can and you can make something out of your life. It's just having good people around you and, it's not following the wrong stuff, man, in life. Because the environment wasn't the best, but I came out of it. Chris Mosley came out of it. Miss Molly came out of it. Craig came out of it. I'm naming people that was part of our improv group, right? And they all still doing very great things. Craig still works at Riverview. I think he does band teaching. I think he does something with the band up there, and he does some other things. And they're constantly giving back. So you can still be something special, man, coming from the lowest point. It's all about perspective, man. That's why it's important to not cloud your mind with all this negativity out here, And I think a lot of times on the social media device, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
It's so much good and it's so much bad, but people gravitate towards the bad. But look how it creates your reality, right? So that's what that taught me, man. It doesn't dictate where you're going.
Yeah.
Coming from a school like that,
So you brought up earlier that you had a scholarship in Kansas. So what was the school in college? What's the name of the school?
The school was Ottawa University.
Okay.
It's a small town outside of Kansas City, Kansas. Like an NAIA school. And I had a partial scholarship for football. I mean, it really wasn't much. They gave me like $2,000 a semester or something like that to put on my books or whatever. But that was the only coach, from that school that was showing me some love as far as, football or whatever. So I went to go do that. And so, yeah, man.
So you mentioned earlier that as you were playing football, then you got the acting bug. So once that just came all over you in regards to getting that bug, when you told your family, hey, I want to take this direction, what was their response?
So my first play, Oleana, I did it lead role. I did a great. I had dreads too at the time. Crazy. Your boy was looking crazy. But anyway.
Hey, we all have a past, you know what I'm saying?
But a lot like now, man, I was getting homesick because my wife, Jacqueline, I've been with her since high school. So we were still dating, but it was long distance. And I was just like, man, I'm gonna have to come back. I'm missing my girl, man. I'm missing my girl. So I came back and I still was pursuing acting. I started going to UMSU. And I knew it was serious when my wife was pregnant with our first kid, my daughter Jada. I think you met Jada before. She's 14 now. I knew it was serious, man. And I was in like every play you can think of at UMSU. And I just kept going with it, man. But it had to be that Crucible play. I did a Crucible play. And yeah, she was sitting in the front row, pregnant, belly out to here, bro. And I just kept going with it. 20 years old.
So you're getting the book, you're starting to do plays. Who would you say helped you along the way in regards to you getting them skills to where it needs to be?
Man, I think God. God. He allowed me to go through certain things so that I can have a wide range of tools to go into when I'm needing a certain emotion, when I'm needing a certain moment. I just go back because, man, you got to think, like, I started off, I had to grow up quick, right? The moment I knew I was about to be a father, like, I was like, okay, I have to put childish things away. So I had to go get a real job. I had to go get a house. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure out a way to pay the bills because at a time I was told my wife, like, hey, babe, you don't got to worry about work. And she didn't have to for a long time because I stayed working. I stayed working, right? But with that, I was almost pigeonholed and I couldn't do nothing else. And I knew I had this gift that I needed to get out, which was acting, because it's an expression of who I am as a person. Like, bro, if you ever want to, don't put somebody in jail if you want to lock them away. Just take away something that they really passionate about and see what happens to them. Right. They gonna shrivel up and die, bro.
Yeah.
That's really what's gonna happen. And I felt like that, man, when I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here at this gig because I'm making 65 a year or whatever. And I was miserable. And me and my wife have this conversation all the time. You know what I'm saying? So growing me up and forcing me to do things that I really didn't want to do just so that I can provide for my family has been the best gift I could ever have as an actor, because it gives me perspective and it gives me pain, and and also gives me joy, because when you see the people that you love getting the things that they need to survive, it gives you joy, because you're like, I was able to do that. God has given me that gift to do that, but it took some pain though. It took some hurt, and I'm still going through it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if that makes sense.
And as I have spoken with other actors, spoken word artists, rappers, entertainers, artists, etc., I always get the common denominator from them is it's an outlet. Can you speak on that?
It is, because like I said, the monotony of I never knock a 9 to 5, right? But right. I haven't had a 9 to 5 in probably about a little over maybe 3 or 4 months. Probably maybe longer than that. I'm not sure when I put in my 2 weeks at the last job I was at, but you need to act on your passion, which with me is acting, or if I was a spoken word artist, that while you're doing your 9 to 5, because if you're just doing that and you becoming that company man, it will kill the artist.
Yes.
It will bury you so quick. You gotta have an outlet. Yes. Otherwise, you just like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody could be talking to you just like,
right.
What? Let me get some more alcohol. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live my life like that, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't live my life like that.
And that's why I've been preaching on this show and to so many other people, how we give 100% to a 9 to 5 to a company who don't care about you, because that can replace you just like that. But then we don't want to give 110, 125 to what we really love, to our passion.
I'm telling you.
So that's huge that you're saying that, and for people to listen, not just hear it, but to listen. Because as you brought up earlier, what if a certain thing that you were passionate about was taken away? And the way that this generation is right now, it's getting to the point that, from what I'm saying, that people don't really know what their passion is anymore.
Oof. I'm so sorry. That's death To not know what you're called here to do, it's death. You're the walking dead. Man, I thank God for the gift, and I thank God for what He is putting me through right now. Because even right now, like, of course, like, things could be a lot better, but it can be a lot
A whole
worse.
lot worse.
Not knowing what I'm here to do could be a lot worse.
And it goes back to, people need to realize, why are you here on earth?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you living? What is your purpose? Remember that old commercial, the old Sprite commercial back in the 90s? What's my motivation?
Yep.
It's the truth. What is your reason? Because we're seeing, not just here in St. Louis, but you're seeing all across the world,
Mm-hmm.
especially the youth. They don't have no sense of direction, no sense of want. They don't have no sense of care about the next person.
Mm-hmm.
But they had no problem pulling out a gun or trying to rob this or trying to do that. The whole negative mindset is really tearing this country apart, because we, as we're getting older, we're trying to put the future in position to take care of us.
Mm-hmm.
But we're seeing that they're taking away the future by killing each other.
Yes.
Due to a lack of focus, due to a lack of passion, drive. So with that being said, now that you're like in a position where you're at right now, do you see yourself like maybe reaching out to your high school and say, hey, I want to go there and say, hey, I want to talk to these kids. I want to be out front. Has that made you want to approach the school and see about doing something like that?
Definitely. And I've had a few things already in St. Louis that I've done, but it was like libraries in the city. Mm-hmm. I've got called to, like, just teach kids about the process of auditioning and things like that. So I've done some community service acts, but definitely going back to Riverview would be a dream come true. I know me and my brother Craig, who also still works up at Riverview, we talked about it a couple of times, me potentially doing something. But if I'm being honest with you, I just never felt like I was ready for that yet, because right. I want to achieve something a little more than what I've already grasped. Mm-hmm. And that could be an ego thing. That can be, what I'm saying, just me being, I don't know, but just wanting more, because especially those children at Riverview, like, it's you got to show me I don't even know who you are. I ain't seen you on TV. Why should I listen to you? You know what I'm saying? And I, because I've tried before, and it's almost like, have I built myself up enough for anybody to listen to me? Mm-hmm. And like I said, that could be an ego thing, because maybe I could do it now and people will gravitate to me. Shout out to Nate Burns. He's doing some stuff. He's another Riverview alumni. He's doing stuff. Jamal Frazier is another one, that are giving back. And I've never talked to him about, like, hey, are these kids really gravitating towards you? You know what I'm saying? I would love to. Mm-hmm. I haven't reached that moment within myself yet where I can give something that they can hold on to and really change the trajectory of their lives yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make an impact, man. Right. I'm not there just to say I'm doing it. I want to make an impact, So yeah, man, in God's time. Yeah. I think it will happen.
And talk about that fine line with going out on faith or letting God use you. Because you have some people who I'm just go ahead and force myself to get out there and do it, mm-hmm. without like really having a plan or anything. But then you have others in which something just hits you, mm-hmm. and it's like God's telling you, do that. Mm-hmm. I got you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, my wife will tell you, every move that I've made has been super sporadic. Mm-hmm. I do feel like I'm called to do this, but the way I'm doing it, could it have been a little more structured? Maybe. But I knew when I was doing everything the societal way, what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead and get your 401k. you know, make sure your family is taken care of. When I was doing that, it was a piece of me that was just dying. I can do it. I can be the best damn employee any boss could ever have, because I do listen. You know, I do take direction well, right? But while doing that, I felt like there was something in me that was just dying. I couldn't identify with it. Trust me, I tried it. I'm not a lazy dude. You know what I'm saying? And the people around me, they know that. You know, but it was just something about it just wasn't sitting well with me. And I just felt like God was calling me for something a little more. Okay, I need for you to go out and do it this way. So to answer your question, man, it started with just that feeling inside, like, okay, yeah, this ain't it. If I keep on like this, I ain't gonna make it. Like, seriously, it got that deep. Like, man, I ain't gonna make it if I keep going on like this. You know, Jackie will tell you, you know, 4 a.m, that alarm clock, burn, burn, burn. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh shoot,
here we go.
And, you know, and then I got a rehearsal maybe later on that evening and just doing that. So, but yeah, bro, like, and then every time I've stepped out on faith, though, God, he definitely contributed to me being able to maneuver, even though it ain't the best right now. Like, he's still allowing me to do it. How many people can say they can go out and just go after their dreams real hard and not have to worry about anything else for this season? Right. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like this always, because bills still be billing.
Right. They ain't gonna stop.
They ain't gonna stop just because you got a dream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you work for that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've sacrificed so much starting off, bro. It's crazy. Dying inside, but doing what I got to do. And that's any man's God-given responsibility, right? But you got to figure out who you are. You cannot be what people want you to be and think you're going to have a great life.
That being said, talk about discipline.
Oh, yeah. Man, talk about discipline, like in what like context? Like, you have a specific...
Let's focus on discipline in regards to you as a growing actor in regards to theater and to your passion and your drive, because as you were saying earlier, you want to stay focused on the reason why you're doing what you're doing, but you also have to have the discipline.
Yes,
because if you don't have that, everything that you was working hard for can all of a sudden derail just because you take your eye off the ball. So talk about having the discipline, being in that game.
Man, you cannot have discipline if God is not in your life, because God is the only one that's going to keep you focused. Let that be the first thing. If I would have went out to Atlanta and not praying daily and not taking God with me, like, man, please keep me safe, all of that, I would have been all over the place. I've had so many opportunities to do not what I was down there to do.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
Because it's like people sense fresh blood as soon as you go into a new city, right? I ain't saying I'm the most, good looking guy or whatever, but for whatever reason, when you are fresh, they want you. They want your blood. So if I didn't have the covering of God, I would have been out here partying every weekend. What's up? What was that? You know what I'm saying? Because
we outside.
We outside. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that. I'm like, man, literally, like every other day, like I had an opportunity, I could have went somewhere and did something. But it's like, you know what? I got lines I need to study. You know what? I need to try to find where's the next open casting call. You know what? I'm not down here to do this. I'm down here to get on. That's it. I'm not down here. I mean, even though friends come along the way, I've met some really amazing people out there in Atlanta that's really put me in the game fairly quickly. Like, nice. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I didn't come down there for that. I didn't go down there to just be, kicking it, making it seem like I'm somebody that I'm not. Like, no, nigga, like I need that check.
Yeah.
Like I need it. I gotta feed the family. Right. So if you don't take God with you, you will not be disciplined, because you cannot do it by yourself. That's 1,000%. And God even had to touch the minds of my family around me to even allow for me to do that, because I'm the head. You know what I'm saying? If that doesn't sit well with my second in command, which is my wife, That doesn't happen. Like, she deserves all the flowers because she has been allowing me to do this. She has been holding it down to the point that I can even do this. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just the truth, bro, because nobody get there by themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
And I want to take it back to when I mentioned to you earlier about having that talent to freestyle, to improv. Now you're getting on stages, you're in front of people. Did you ever start off with stage fright? And if so, how are you able to overcome that?
All the time. Man, I was getting nervous about to talk to you about this. You know what I'm saying? I was getting nervous. All the time, man, because you know, I'm super critical. I think a lot of actors are super critical of themselves, their appearance, all of that type of stuff. But the thing that gets me over that hump is really diving into who the character is. It's not about me. I'm not playing this role for me so people could be like, oh yeah, Jason Little is a great actor. I never got into acting for that. It was the release, like you said, the outlet of stepping into different people's shoes and learning something different. Every play I've ever been in gave me so much perspective on life, on death, how to maneuver in this circumstance, how to you know, just be more loving and more understand. Like, every play I've been in gave me so much perspective that books couldn't even give me, because guess what? I am a different person now. Now I know how this type of person feel. Now I know how this type of person feel. And or if I see my children going through something that was similar to a thing that I was playing in a play or whatever, I know how to, you know what I'm saying, put on that hat because of what I've learned and gained from all these different roles. So that's more so what it was for me. It had nothing to do with me being famous at first. At first, because now you have to become famous nowadays if you're gonna get a steady check, right?
Right.
If I'm keeping it a buck,
Right.
you know. So yeah, if that answers your question, bro.
And I'm sure that, as you said earlier, that it's been about 3-4 months that you have not had to work a 9 to 5.
It might have been longer than that. I can't even remember. Yeah,
But I'm sure that's like true motivation for you to not go back.
yeah,
Because it's kind of like if you move out your mom's house or your parents' house, you want to do everything in your power to make sure you do not go back. So talk about just having that steady motivation. I know you said earlier, just, you know, hey, I'm the king of the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm that provider. Everyone looks up to me. But also, once again, that motivation of knowing that I don't want to go back to what I used to do,
man,
and have a 9 to 5.
Man, I'm telling you, that'll put a whole nother kick in your butt. You know, knowing how you felt when you had to do it every day. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. Who knows? I may have to go back. I may have to pick up a part-time. You just don't know. So I will never trash anybody, but I just know for me, I didn't like the person I was, man. It was just something about it. I was like, God, you didn't put all of this in me just for me to sit up here and wither away doing this and not even try. Like, come on, not try. Sometimes you got to double, triple work. Cool. But I'm not going to sit up here and not try to see what it's like to be a full-time actor when I know that has been calling me for the longest.
And especially something that you've been praying for.
I've been praying for it.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't go after it, that means I'm like God's not the truth, right? It's like I got to, not only is he going to show up for me, but I have to show that he is working in my life. Otherwise, I'm saying he's a liar. And I will never say that.
Right.
So if I don't do the work, I'm calling God a liar, pretty much. And I don't understand why people don't see that. Like you get chastised so much, you get criticized so much for doing the things that you believe God has called you to do, that people don't even understand or see that other side of it, right? It's like they'll tell you, believe in God, trust in God. And as soon as you start really having that God-like faith, like, man, what are you doing? You got a family. I don't get it. It's so hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do this so that so I can show God is using me.
Yeah.
Because he is. Yep. Through my flaws, he's growing me through my flaws. He's growing me through my misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? Through all of it. You know?
And taking it back to being disciplined, because you said something that I wanted to bring even more attention to. I mean, you said that you went to the ATL and you could have easily said, "Hey, let's go to Blue Flame. Let's go to this and that spot." And people, when I say this, take it in, because God will close doors just as fast as He will open up doors for you. Because you can't pray for something that you've been dying to do, wanting to do, and then you get there and you don't take advantage of the reason why you are there. Because then God will go ahead and close it and be like, "Yeah, you ain't ready.
You ain't ready."
You got so many people who, "Oh man, I wish I had $1 million. Like, man, I wish I was in this position. I see Jason doing this. I want to do the same thing." And it's a reason why you're not there. Because God is not putting you there for a certain reason. Because maybe He feels like you don't deserve it yet.
Right.
It's not your time. People, I hate when I hearing it's not my time, it's not my season. But sorry that it's the reality. But He's preventing you from going down a path that maybe you would never be able to dig yourself out of.
Right. And it's even a scripture where like there's going to be temptation, right? But God will always leave you out. He will always give you a way out of that temptation. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been tempted a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the most holy person. Like, man, there's some beautiful women out there in Atlanta. Hands down. Beautiful. And they give you the vibes because you're fresh. And then they see you, you doing this, you hanging out with this celebrity, or you hanging out with this person, you working with this person, and they want some of that glow, which is not my glow, it's God's glow.
Right.
But to them, because we all live in the flesh, that's His glow. I want some of that glow.
New me.
You know what I'm saying? So, and to sit up here and be like, "Oh yeah, that ain't faze me because I got a beautiful queen at home." Man, it's gonna faze every man, but He would always leave you an out. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't go that way. I'm like, let me take my black butt home and call my wife. You know what I'm saying? Because it happens, bro. We fall short all the time. But you got to know, like you said, like, look, I've been crying for this. And this is the opportunity in the season that God has allotted me to make this thing come to pass. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, I don't want no issues with
right.
With the reason why I'm here.
Yep.
So
once again, y'all listening, y'all tuned in to Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Got my man's here, Jason Little. We just talking it up, man, having just great conversations, man. So I appreciate you. So going back, man, I got some more photos. Talk about this moment here. Being in theater and being in this play right here.
Oh, dog! I forgot I still had this stuff on Facebook. Man, you be doing your research, bro. Man, that's Cardini.
I'm told that all the time.
Yeah,
I'm told that all the time.
That was a Shakespeare play with St. Louis Shakespeare. That show was called Cardenio. That was one of the long lost plays of Shakespeare. So it's not one of the main ones like a Othello or King Lear. This is something that really wasn't getting that much attention, and they decided to do it, man. Wow. That's when I feel like I went to a different level in acting. It really did. That was my first Shakespeare play.
Wow.
And for the longest, like, we was 3 weeks in rehearsal and I could not get the lines to save my life. I could not get the lines, and I prayed. And I remember, I think my wife she was going somewhere, taking the kids somewhere, and I was supposed to go. And I was like, babe, I got to stay home. I got a show next week. I got to learn these lines. And, she allowed me to do that. She ain't give me a big fuss. And I stayed in that basement, man. I learned them lines that day. You know what I'm saying? The moment where I had to give up something. It's going to sound Harsh. I gave up family time to learn the lines because guess what? My name was on this role. The role was Fernando or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the lead in this play. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting paid to do a job. I had to sacrifice something. It's always going to be a sacrifice. Anything you do. If it come too easy, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to have to work to keep it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what where I really learned, like, okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to give up something to get something. My hands full, I got all these bags in my hand. I can't receive anything else, right? Or I can't receive what I really want. I just got all this stuff that I picked up along the way. But to receive what I really want, I gotta let some stuff go. And with that, unfortunately, it was time with people that I love, you know, but it's a balance. It's a balancing act, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what that picture reminds me of.
And then I saw this one, and to me, because so many people, especially in movies, have seen this role, especially by one of my favorite actors ever.
Mm.
And then when I saw this and realized that you actually played this role too, which I wish I would have seen in person, I'm sure that it meant a lot to you.
Oh man, yeah. Malcolm X. Yes, sir. Shout out to Joe P. King. That's my big brother, man. Joe P. King. He actually doing a show out here in St. Louis this week. But he the one who told me that I would make a really good Malcolm X. I was terrified. I didn't want no parts of it. Like, just give me a little supporting role in this show or whatever. I didn't even think I could pull it off, bro. But again, God is in everything. God will use people to, you know, show you things and show you who you are, in a sense, too. You know, I didn't think that I could hold a role such as this, you know, and he brought somebody along like, hey, man, I think you'll make a dope Malcolm X. And that's all it took. It was a seed. It was a seed. And then, you know, I did it and I fell in love with it, you know. Wow.
So as you're playing these roles, you said earlier that the very first play that I show on the last slide, that's when you knew this is it. Has there been a moment from your family, or maybe your parents, or of course your wife, that you felt like I got them, like, and now it touched me, like I know I'm doing the right thing.
For me, going on this acting path, like knowing I'm doing the right thing for my family,
or should I say, your hard work has now been solidified by their reaction of, I see what you're doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's coming in spurts, you know. When I was able to, you know, get my son in this movie on Lifetime, right? Because something that I am into trickled down to him, and he got a check from it, right?
That's amazing.
And then I don't know if you saw the National Shelters commercial. Another opportunity. People hitting up my wife is like, hey, we just seen you on VH1. Calling my wife. People in her family that never even like looked at her as, you know, an actress or whatever. And like it was a proud moment for them, right? So of course, like those moments, like I was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. And then my family now is they're like supporting me on this journey in Atlanta too. And they just like, man, go do it. You close. Yeah, that's the picture right there. You know, so yeah, it's coming in spurts though. I've had so many different experiences where my family's just like, man, keep going. And who has been my, like, yeah, man, that was a dope moment for me, man. You know, I had asked her to help me with an audition. And usually, you know, with an audition, they want the reader behind the camera, not in front of the camera. And I was like, hey, Jay, I want to do something different with this audition. Come in front of the camera and deliver these lines for me. And they ended up booking us both. That really was an audition just for me, but I included her, you know what I'm saying? And it's that commercial still being shown. That commercial showed during the Oscars. It showed during the Emmys.
That's crazy.
It showed on VH1, like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh dang, I guess this can be a real thing."
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah.
So if you can answer, as you just said, it's being shown on Oscars, Grammys, whatever time.
Mm.
If the commercial was to play again on TV, do you get residual?
Every year we get a residual for it. So if you see that commercial when we leave here, we got a check coming.
That's dope.
Yeah, we got a check coming. But it started off for 3 years, right? So they paid us for 3 years. Anything after that 3 years, they're gonna start it over for another 3 years. But yes, we do get a residual check for that.
Nice. So you bringing up about your wife joining you in regards to commercials, it reminds me of how, and I know my wife probably watching right now while she's working. So what up, wifey? Love you. Because I be encouraging her when I DJ, like, get on the mic with me. You know what I'm saying? Be an MC, because she has that perfect gift of gab where she can attract people and draw people. Like even when one of the first times that we ever met, we went to this spot not too far from here, and it was like our first, like, I don't want to say date, but I just invited her. I was DJing it, and this some random woman just came to her that day. I want to invite you to my birthday party. You seem like you real cool. So she always just had that power to just draw strangers to her, like they are, like she known them for years.
Wow.
So I'd be like, in my head, well, if you're doing that, just from going somewhere, not even focusing on, doing nothing but stuff, just kicking it with me. Well, when I'm doing DJ gigs where I'm MCing and you love to party, you love music, you love to, have a good time, shoot, use what God give you, that aura.
Yeah.
Certain people just have that aura where you bring people in,
Yes, indeed.
So,
yes, indeed.
That being said, wifey, got you. Okay, you see what this man doing with his wifey. Let's make Smoooth Productions even better. You know what I'm saying? And then second, now one thing she has done is she stepped up with my sports talk show. So now she's part of the ladies' night panel.
Nice.
And you know what I'm saying, she's able to like talk to big time people, engage with so many people that maybe she would not have before.
Yeah.
And along with having a family that we already have with the platform Sports Talk Show Network. So, you know what I'm saying?
God bless you, wife. God bless you.
To the wives who's watching.
God bless y'all.
We love y'all and we got y'all.
Yes,
you know
indeed.
what I'm saying? Because as you said before, and I know that wifey, you'll believe in this too, that we're letting God use us.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're allowing God to use us, continue just to come and hold our hand, and let's ride this wave together till the wheels fall off.
Yes.
And when I say the wheels fall off, that means that when we can retire when we want to.
Mm-hmm.
Not when we was told, hey, your time is up now.
Right.
Because we're doing what we are passionate about. And we're saying, okay, my work is done here.
Yeah.
Let's relax.
Yeah. It takes a lot of, it takes a special person to be able to endure. What? I'll be the hype woman. Jamie.
There we go.
What's up, Miss Jamie?
Yeah. But no, go ahead.
Yeah. No. It takes a lot though, man. Like that sacrifice, it takes a special person to be able to endure.
That's it too.
Everything that we're trying to do, because we're trying to be the first of in the family.
Not just anyone, but a special person.
Special person.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do it now.
No.
I give kudos to Jackie all the time. She could have been just like, you know what, this is too hard for me. I'm out. I'm about to find somebody that's gonna stay at their job. I mess with her all the time. Like, you may need, a firefighter or something. You know what I'm saying? I mess with her all the time. Like, go get you a cop or a firefighter, because this is rough.
But even then, they'll be worried sick because they gotta go out and do a job,
right?
Being a fire, or you a policeman, just being especially a black, well, I ain't gonna say just a black policeman, but a policeman in general, especially how society is.
I'm telling you,
you can walk through the store and because you a cop,
yeah,
all of a sudden it could be your last day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know, the world wouldn't go along without y'all. Like we need y'all.
Right.
You know, I thank y'all for y'all service, but it's all dependent on who you are. Like I have a real issue with people that's trying to put expectations on you, knowing that's not who you are. To me, it's very selfish to do that because you don't know what that person's dealing with. God put something so heavy on their heart and in their spirit that has to come out, and you're pretty much aborting their mission because of how you think they ought to operate within this societal realm. I don't understand it. And it'll be the same ones that say like, hey, you know, let God, you know, follow God.
Yep.
You know, and I don't get it.
Yep.
I don't understand it.
You can't talk the talk and not walk the walk.
Yeah, and it's like you try to, and it's not belittling anybody. It's like we just have to learn how to understand each other.
Right.
You know, and not always chastise each other or judge each other because of what it is we're doing that doesn't meet up to your image of what we should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I said, I have an extreme sports support system. I had to fight for this. I literally had to fight for this because everybody was not on board at first. You know, and depending on what's the outcome of this journey or this choice, I don't know how long they will be on board. You know, I'm keeping it 100.
Yes.
You know, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, bro. It's hard.
Once again,
yeah.
This is Smoooth Conversations. Your boy Smooth got Jason Little, man, and we know we talking life, man. We talking truth, keeping things 100.
Yeah.
And while y'all watching right now on social media, maybe on Facebook, on the X, on Instagram, on YouTube, make sure y'all go ahead and follow the page on YouTube.
Yeah.
And also, scan the QR code, y'all. Y'all see it on the screen for those watching. Scan the QR code and connect with any and all things related to Smoooth Productions. If you don't know about Smoooth Productions, you see the website, you see all the services that I have to offer, and I do everything with a professionalism, with passion and love, because all about this putting smiles on faces, and that's what's all about right now. So show love, man. Speaking of showing love, shouts out to Accurate, man. I had him on Smoooth Conversations a few months ago, and we just amazing conversation. This is a good brother right here. He says, "Black man, keep that up, family." To the both of y'all, yo, shouts out to you, man.
That's it.
Gotta definitely connect with you once again, and just see how life is treating you. 2025 has been something else, hasn't it?
It's been really rough.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for us to be here right now, like you said before, people don't realize that we're fortunate to be where we're at this moment. Because life has just been life. And as they've been saying, as soon as 2025 hit, it was like this happened. Then you got the weather. Then you got, floods here. You got wildfires here. You got so much going on. Yeah. Violence, continues to increase in certain areas, and people are losing faith. How you brought up, and how I am too, bringing up God. It goes back to losing focus, and we're seeing so many lost souls because they're losing faith, or their environment never introduced them to God.
Yeah, bro. Like, something really heavy happened. I lost a really good friend of mine. His name was Jonathan Scruggs. Remember when I was selling cars? I used to sell cars.
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah,
because the one day that I went to the dealership with you. I mean, not with you, but with my wife.
That's right. Yeah.
And no, it was my baby girl and I. And I saw you, and I went over and spoke to you, and he came over.
Yep.
So when I saw your post, I was like, wait a minute, I recall him.
Yeah. I don't know if I really sat still long enough to really deal with that. It's like I said, me and dude close. Me and John Scruggs, go by J Sav. We got closer in our adult life. But he put me on the car dealership thing. And, you know, him passing away was just the most tragic thing that could have ever happened. For so many reasons, a plethora of reasons. The first reason was there's a lot of things that we were talking about doing, you know, outside of the car sales stuff. He was a rapper, you know, wanted to get more into the acting. I was going to, you know, be an olive branch for that, you know, in time, because you got to still, you know, get yourself up first before you start, you know what I'm saying? But he's super talented, very charismatic guy. Just a burst of just fresh air, man, and just positive, extremely positive. So when that happened, I was just like, man, we don't got as much time as we think, you know, and that's another reason why I'm going so hard at trying to make this thing a reality, a real reality, because we don't know how much time, and God gives everybody time to do what it is we put here to do. We don't know how much. Some people get 4 quarters, some people get 2 quarters, you know, but what are you doing with the time? How do you flip your time? And that moment, that happening to my brother, really put that in perspective for me. You know, I don't got time to waste, man. None of us do. But the fact that we walk around like we do and saying like, oh, you, and trying to put expectations on other people, it's like, you know what, you walk your journey, I walk mine. But if this doesn't happen, then that means I'm not hearing from God. You know what I'm saying? Because I really truly believe that he put this in me to do. You know what I'm saying?
One of the questions that I love to ask my guests. What does this mean to you when I ask this question? Or just bring out the 2 C's, collaboration versus competition.
What does that mean to me? Collaboration is what we're doing right now. This is a collab, man. This is no, you know, yeah, let me one up this brother here so I can, man, this is a collab. We working together to put out positive content, stuff that's going to uplift people and inspire people, impact people. If people are really looking at this, they should, when they turn it off and when they done watching it, they should leave it changed. Like they should be lifted. Something's supposed to happen internally when you're doing work like this. But that can only come in the spirit of collaboration, because if it's a competition, it's gonna feel like that, and people gonna be like, oh man, these niggas trying to one up each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like in the Black community, we do that a lot. We do it too much. Actors do it, rappers do it, DJs do it. Everybody do it. Competition for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be encouraging each other. We're here to impact each other. You know, so yeah, it's just a spirit. You can feel it when it's real, man. You know, but this is how it feels to collaborate on something. And it has nothing to do with us. It's all about impact. What's the impact? What's the influence? You know what I'm saying? And with doing that, it makes you feel better too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it means to me.
Yeah, it's no greater feeling than to know that you're leaving a great positive impact. It just gives you that, I know, thank you, Lord, because I know that I'm doing what you want me to do. Being able to please God, that has to be the most incredible feeling ever.
Man, has to be. Yes, sir.
Has to be an amazing feeling, man. Yes, so sir. Let's get back to some more work that you've been doing. Talk about this right here.
Rod Wood. That's another phenomenal actor too, man. He been in Tyler Perry shows and all type of stuff. But this was on the set of Unresolved. Shout out to Bruce Cunningham. That movie went crazy on Tubi. I mean, man, We filmed that back in 2017, and it came out like last year.
Right, I saw that movie.
Yeah, like Bruce was like relentlessly, bro. Like just the perseverance, the stuff that he had to overcome to get that movie done after we shot it is commendable, bro. Like shout out to Bruce Cunningham for making his dream a reality. Like he wouldn't even audition for other people's stuff. He's like, man, I got a movie I got to finish. You know, so that's a scene from Unresolved, man. Great St. Louis talent in that film right there.
Talk about Tubi, man, because you know social media it's going to be social. it's going to be social media, and Tubi over the last maybe 2 or 3 years has just been on the rise. But you know, as the Black community, when we see something on the rise and we're glad for it, but then we find ways to start to nitpick and see fault or see this and see that, which some stuff is glaring. But just talk about from your perspective of Tubi and how much of an impact that it has made for so many people like yourself and other actors.
Man, it's phenomenal. Like Tubi is the platform that get your hard work seen, and you get paid for it. You know, people be bashing it, but that's because they don't understand. They don't have any perspective on it, and it's cool because look, negative press is good press. If you're promoting a scene that you feel was horrible, and I'm in it or whatever, or anybody in it, that's free promo. And it may go viral or whatever. Like that's free promo because it's a huge platform. And people are able to fund their next vision because of this platform too. It's the only platform that pays you right. It really is. It's the only platform that pays you right, especially if you're the producer that put it, you know, through the distribution and getting it on Tubi. Like you good, you know, as long as your movie is, you know, getting to different spaces where people are watching it and them eyeballs are on it. But yeah, from what I, you know, hear, and I've seen a couple of checks from it before too. It's cool, man. It's the independent filmmakers or independent artists' dream come true. It's our Netflix, bro. Like it really is. You know, you don't have to wait for that big movie production to call you because I can make it myself from home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So once again, in regards to just seeing the progress, I want to talk about these photos coming up. Let's first talk about you trying to get into your, and I say try, into your modeling bag. So you had this photo right here.
Why you do me like that, man? Oh man, this brother, pull your pants up, young blood.
Oh man, I saw this look and I said, wait a minute, what's going on in the waist area?
Was that even a belt? I don't know what that is, bro. Man, humble beginnings, man. Just like I said, I knew I wanted to do this even then, bro. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to be a model. Man, shout out to my first home, man. That's a Sugar Tree, man, out on the balcony. Our first townhome. I had to be like 22 on that picture. Had to be about 22.
Yeah, hey, we all have had photos like that. We all have been there. But here's the amazing thing is that it came from this photo to taking shots like these.
Man, shout out to the most talented guy with a lens, my father, man.
Really?
My dad, man. My dad has been my number one person. Like he's the reason why I'm even like able to like do this because it started with him. He was a musician and he's just multi-talented. He gave me permission to dream. He has been the only person in my life that has ever gave me permission to dream, man. I love that dude. Man. stuff has been so hard because he took the gift and he made sacrifices that nobody understood, but I do because I'm his son, and I'm kind of going after the same
with your kids.
With my kids. I love my daddy, man. I wish somebody would say something bad about him. Sorry, dog.
No, hey, take your time, brother. Take your time because
this is why this gotta work.
Yeah.
This is why it gotta work. He was the first one that ever gave me permission to dream. Regardless of anything was going on. Like, he got so much criticism, whatever. You know, I've heard some of the things that were said about him, like, that's my fucking daddy, man. Sorry for the language, but that's my dad. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I can't stop, because like I said, it's a calling. It's a calling. It may not pan out the way that he would have liked it, but he passed it down to me. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta keep it going. This right here, I brought this. This is his cologne.
There you go.
Lucky Man Fresh. Which camera is it?
Yeah.
Lucky Man Fresh, a fragrance that this multi-talented being has created. Lucky Man Fresh, man, we got to get this global, bro. We got to get it global. It doesn't end with him. I'm keeping it going.
Keeping it going.
This is why I do this. I could be the best damn employee ever, but this is why I got to keep going. It has nothing to do with what anybody think or nothing. It's about what I got to do. This is what God put me here to do.
Yeah,
man, my bad, bro.
Oh, no apology. This is what this show is all about, man. We say transparency because people need to see, need to feel, and embrace the journey.
Right.
People don't see, once again, what you have to go through to get to where you're at right now. And that's the exact reason why I'm doing this show, because people need to realize that, hey, Jason didn't just wake up and say, I'm going to just do this and do that and whatever. No, you had to go through this. Someone else had to sacrifice for you to be where you're at right now.
Yes, indeed.
So that's why this is so important.
Yeah, man.
So let me go and get you this real quick.
Man, you got me crying, dog. This is, man, if you don't get your smooth shay, smooth shay, oh my gosh, you got a grown man crying.
Hey, you know what? My previous guest from a few months ago, Accurate, Mr. Manuel, he shed tears too.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So it happens, it's life. But let's keep on going on, because got more modeling pics going. Look at that.
Another shot by my dad. Another shot by my dad. Yes, sir. It was in my sexy bag. That's one of my favorite pictures. You know, whenever I get with my dad, it's a photo shoot, because he's always about like, okay, you got to keep your stuff looking fresh. So any bit of smoothness or freshness I got, it comes from that dude, because he not leaving out the crib unless he got a straight haircut. And I'm a little more like laid back than him, because like you see this dude, man, he don't look the age that he is. He's good, great skin. You know what I'm saying? He was an R&B singer, so you know that whole era, the '90s, like that '90s vibe. He still got that to this day. One of the smoothest cats you would meet. So whenever I get with him, he's like, "Hey man, you need more pictures." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what that photo was. Yeah.
And let's talk about this one, because this, like I said, I've seen you from 2015, 16. You know, you look slim, still slim now, but you know, you come on up. Look at that, boom! All of a sudden, you can have you be Rambo.
man, yeah. So like, if people don't notice, like my body type, like I can bulk up just like that.
And
thank God for genetics. Yeah, thank God for genetics. I don't juice. If anything, I do a protein shake. You know, shout out to my fitness trainer, Adam Flowers. He put me on some calisthenics game.
That's my dude. I used to work with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I know him. Yeah.
Man.
And actually, I was planning years back to work out with him, like what you were doing, because I'm like, hey, I see what you're doing with Jason. Like I brought it up. I said, hey, my boy is Jason. I see what you're doing with him. I want to, do my thing too. But then I think like I had some kind of accident or something happened that kind of like halted those plans because I was ready to start booking, like days and see, okay, I'll come on Tuesday and Thursday. But then something happened in my life that prevented me from doing that. So I do want to eventually get back to that and, getting back at him and seeing about working out and holding things down with him. So Adam, stay tuned, man. But no, I've seen the transformation that he's done with you.
Yeah, definitely.
And seeing these photos, this photo here and others, you know what I'm saying? From this to let me see, here we go. Bam.
Oh yeah. My dad shot that. That picture before that was my cousin Chris. Okay. He had shot that. But yeah. And this was before I started working with Adam. Can you believe that? This picture was before I started working with Adam. I was working out heavy then too. Yeah. Bro, resistance. Adam had took my workout game to another level with the calisthenics. I wasn't really with the calisthenics before Adam, with the pull-ups and the muscle ups and things like that, and being consistent and just having somebody that's in your ear, like, man, you don't got time to be BSing. You know what I'm saying? You be needing that motivational coach. But yeah, bro, like when I was doing this, what was my mindset? I think I was still in athlete mode or something. I don't know. But I rip up quickly. I rip up really quickly.
That's crazy.
But I don't put so much on my stomach either, right? So my best analogy is, if I'm putting a whole bunch of stuff in my pocket, it's going to shape to the whatever items that I have in my pocket, right? But if I empty that out, that diet, let's say I eat 1 meal a day or something like that, and if I'm working out heavy, because I work out now, my body's going to shape with whatever I'm putting into my body. It's going to form. It's almost like shape shifting. If I put this in my pocket, it's going to look like a cologne bottle. But if I take it out and I'm hitting heavy sets of repetition, resistance weights, resistance workouts, it's going to form. And that's why I'm able to have like a 6-pack and I'm able to look, a little more definition and things like that. So it starts with the diet, though. I will say that. That's one thing I've noticed. It starts with the diet.
Talk about as an actor, presentation. Talk about how big presentation is. I know you said how your father is big on presentation with how he looks and don't go out the house nappy headed or whatever it is. But talk about as an actor, the importance of presentation. Because were you told like, hey, we want you for this role, but we want you to bulk up more or get slimmer? Talk about that.
Because you have to, for a lot of people, presentation is everything because, of course, seeing is believing. If I want to play, let's just say in the next Creed, right? Creed 4, I don't know what number they on, Creed 4, Creed 5.
Whatever it is, I'm going to see it because everything be good. But
everything be good. Michael B. Jordan killing it, man. Yeah. I pray that I get a chance to work with that brother. But if people don't see it on you, you may have it in you, but if people don't see it on you, they're not going to pick you for the role. So you got to look it in order for people to you got to paint the picture.
Right.
And, I love the casting director. I've been in front of, Tyler Perry's casting director before. I've been in front of casting directors that done P-Valley, like all of these hit shows. Right. And they don't have, I say this with all respect, but casting directors really do not have vision for what they want. You have to show them what they need. You know what I'm saying? So presentation has to be everything because they may think they want something, but you can show them something totally different because of your presentation. But I've had casting directors tell me, we don't know what we want. We that's why we having auditions. If we knew what we want, we just call up who we want. We don't know what we want. So we have people coming in, hundreds of people, until you show us what we want. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So you got to look the part. Even before you be the part, right?
Yeah. I saw on Cam Newton's show, when you had Woody McClain.
Oh yeah.
in which he got, in his fifis, not in a bad way, but in regards to being typecast. Like they always want him to play a certain role.
Mm-hmm.
And he started talking about it, and it just broke him down because he's like, don't look at me in just one way. So talk about being typecast, because I believe when I had a conversation with Countess,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it was the same show I had with her and Tori about taking certain roles
Mm-hmm.
and how that would affect you. Like, does she always want to be known as a vixen in every movie, or being put out in a movie? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So talk about that for you being typecast.
And Countess is a phenomenal actress
Yeah.
too. By the way, that's my home girl. Shout out Count. I look at it a little different though. I'm gonna be honest with you, because of course, like especially now that I'm doing like the Kountry Wayne skits and the last few jobs that I've been hired for on film, it has been typecast in a way, and I don't care. I don't, because when you're forced to like work, like you gotta work as an actor, and you can always take yourself out of being typecasted at any time you want to, right? But to get a job is so hard because there's a million people that look like you. There's a million people that got a lot more status than you, right? So when you get the blessing of a job, use it, right? So I don't look at it as being typecast. Typecast me because I got abs. So typecast me because I got a bad haircut. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use it because I'm gonna flip it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta flip it. And shout out to people in my life that's, like I said, Chris Mosley is one. When I had the issue, I don't know if you saw the haircut that went viral, on the Kountry Wayne skits. People was clowning my haircut. He was like, man, use it, flip it. And then my cousin CJ that said something earlier, he was like, lean into it more, flip it. So regardless of what opportunity you have, you gotta flip it, because opportunities are not given out.
Exactly.
So I hear what Anthony Mackie said. He was like, opportunities are not given out, they're earned. It's half and half. Because when you get that opportunity, you gotta do something with it. Whether it's thug number 2, thug number 3, or if it's a doctor or a lawyer, you gotta do something with it, because guess what? It's not, anybody can do it. They can pick anybody to do it. It's like, what you gonna make with your opportunity? Because there's no such thing as bad and good roles to me. Somebody else might come on here and say, oh, that's not the truth, because there's good and evil. To me, it's not. God will use your bad and turn it into good. He will use your struggle and turn it into your strength. It's everything has yin and yang. It has two sides. Nothing is just bad. To me, nothing is just evil. God will use the most. It was people in the Bible that was killing people, but they was also blessed, and God used them. So you can't tell me that it's just one way. It's not.
It's amazing how you brought it up, because my wife and I, we always make sure to do a weekly prayer. And a lot of times in my prayer, I love to bring this up: allow my good to become better, my better to become best, my best to become blessed.
Amen. Amen.
And that was something that I learned when I was in grade school, when I went to a Christian school. And my Bible teacher, shouts out to Reverend Kosh. He said that prayer a lot, or said that a lot. And so that stuck with me.
Right.
And, over almost 43 years, you know what I'm saying? It has, almost 44, it has stuck with me.
Right.
So I'm glad that you brought that up. Now, you mentioned Kountry Wayne. So first off, let's talk about what you said Chris Mosley told you in the post when he shared it, that you was on Kountry Wayne. You was like, bro, you told me to step out and leave St. Louis to go to the ATL and pursue your passion.
Mm.
Talk about making that move to leave the STL, for not saying permanently, but for what you're doing right now, and you have these opportunities in the ATL, and now have the opportunity to be doing stuff at Tyler Perry Studios, or now in the viral, in which I watch Kountry Wayne every day. I've been watching them for the last 6, 7, 8 years. I love everything that this man has done. So talk about making that move to the ATL and pursuing your passion, doing what you're doing.
Well, first off, it doesn't happen without the blessings of my family. I have, like I said again, I have an extreme support system, man, from, my wife, her side of the family, everything. So like to have that support to, kind of help in areas that we need help, while I go pursue this, is everything. That doesn't happen without none of that, right? But yeah, this has been a conversation for like years, me leaving, like years. Like the people that's close to me, like as you said, Chris Mosley, and just other people. I have this conversation with a lot of people, because I knew I just could not stay here if I was going to get what's in me to bring out, So, but that process, it has been very scary. I left a job that was stable enough. People, these jobs never pay you what you're worth.
Right.
They never pay you what your skill set, is really. It's just to fulfill a budget and fulfill a body count. That's all it is. I'm not doing nothing special by me getting a regular job. You know what I'm saying? And no knock to it. Please hear me what I'm saying, y'all. I don't need the working class folks to spin what I'm saying. Because I was, and who knows when I will have to be a working class folk again. But what I'm saying is, to make that transition took so much faith. It took so much belief in self to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what people was telling you, like, yeah, this might happen. You shouldn't do that, whatever. Like, to go over all of that and still do it is everything. Within my first 3 weeks, before that, I want to say my second week being in Atlanta, I was doing a movie with people that are regulars on, like all the Queensmen, different names like O'Shea Russell, this lady, it's a woman, she's being considered for an Emmy right now. I was playing her love interest, Shaquita Smith, Erica Pinkett, who put me on the Kountry Wayne skit.
So she's the plug.
Yeah, she the plug with the Kountry Wayne skits.
Gotcha.
I was gonna get to that too. Yeah. That's my big sister. She been already like claiming me as little bro. I've been claiming her as big sister. But that movie Vanish, that's gonna come out, I guess sometime next year or something. I did that within like my second week in Atlanta. I was like, okay, wow, that happened quick. Paid decent enough. I know I'm worth way more, but it was good for me because don't nobody know me in Atlanta. Right. People know me in St. Louis, that follow the entertainment or acting community, but didn't nobody know me in Atlanta. So it was good for me. Like, okay. And I got so many like just man, like connections from just being on that one movie set. And that's when it all started.
Wow.
I wasn't even in Atlanta for 2 weeks yet. And I was like, this gotta be God. I like it gotta be, and then from that it just trickled down effect. And then, like I said, I met Erica Pinkett. She played in the movie as well. She told me that, she was looking for a particular guy to add to the storyline with Lawrence. Yeah. She's looking for a friend of Lawrence that's going to help him run the non-for-profit and everything. She's like, I think you'll be perfect for it. I was like, for real? And she was like, have you ever thought about being in Kountry Wayne skits? I was like, no, not really, and then yeah, the rest is history. She put me on. They accepted me with open arms. That boy Lawrence too, man. That's a bad brother right there, man. He just got through doing some modeling stuff for Rihanna out in Paris, and they just all accepted me in, man. Like I've been there for a minute. Super cool, humble people, and they're not afraid to give up what they know. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't look at me as competition. Collaboration.
There we go.
There go another one.
Yep.
Being a part of that team with the Kountry Wayne skit, it's a collaborative effort.
And I see that because when God Tory was in town last year.
That's my big brother too, man. Shout out to God Tory.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Because he reached out to me. That's how this show started.
Yeah.
But he had Coco Brown as one of the openers. And so I asked her just about being on Kountry Wayne, and I sensed that too, just about, like you said, a family environment. Everyone collaborating, putting egos aside. So have you had a chance to meet Kountry Wayne yet?
Not yet. No. Nope.
Okay.
Just Erica Pickett. Everybody that you see me in the storyline with, that has been the extent of who I've met.
Because I know now that she's been brought up to a role where she's like the producer as well now. So talk about, because people just see the skits in this thing. Oh, he hold the phone and that's it. It's so much more to it. Talk about, if you can, just the behind the scenes of how serious they take these skits.
I'll say this, because I can't give too much away about that, because it's definitely a formula. Kountry Wayne, for one, man, that I believe he's being used by God too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, definitely.
That brother, his slogan is Jesus is popping, and what he's doing for so many creatives is crazy.
Yes.
He put money in people's pockets.
Yes.
He really is.
And he don't have to.
He don't have to. He can keep it for himself, because a lot of us, especially when you're trying to get on, you just want exposure, right? But he's paying me to be exposed too. You know what I'm saying? So first off, man, like we got a group chat. You know what I'm saying? She hit you up like, I was supposed to be in a skit yesterday. She had called me because she had seen I'm talking about Erica. She had seen a little skit I did with my family at the beach or whatever. And she called me, and she's saying like, oh, you out of town and everything, because I was supposed to do a skit yesterday. But that's the process. She hit us up, are we available? And then when we get there, she'd give us like what we talking about today. And bro, like I said, you get paid per skit. Like it's straight a business, bro. Yeah. Like it ain't no like we just doing this for fun. I mean, it is fun, but like it's definitely, it's a business, and they do it well. Like it's a whole process. Like she writes, she's forever looking for new, storylines and things like that. And like I said, I'm just blessed that I was just able to make that connection with her, because like I said, she has like not an ego in sight. Like she may look a certain way. She's beautiful, young lady, but she's, like I said, she treated me like family from day one.
And also people who are watching skits have to realize that everyone is trained actors.
I mean, not everybody.
But majority of, what I'm saying, those who are on there are trained actors. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can't just assume that this person here who calls a person the wife on the skit is actually the wife in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. Like it's okay, y'all. It's not. Look, it's like a soap opera.
Yeah,
it's a soap opera. Yeah. It's a Kountry Wayne soap opera that people are falling in love with these characters, man. Yeah. And I didn't even think that it was as big as it was until I really got in the mix.
When I say to me, it's the best thing out there. No matter what reality show or whatever you watch on TV, I had to just keep it 100 because, like I said, I tune in when I can. I will watch maybe 50 episodes a day.
Wow.
Seriously.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like most skits are like 5 minutes long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like every one is 10, 20 minutes. No, it's like right to the point. But it draws you in. And I hope I get the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, maybe through collaboration, to be able to talk to even more people who's a part of the country. Well, actually, I do have someone at the end of the month.
Oh, bet. Yeah.
So I'll tell you about that after the show.
Congrats.
But yeah, I would love to be able to have opportunity to talk to Kountry Wayne myself and just applaud everything that you just said that he's doing.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have to say, hey, I'll pay this, I'll do this. He could have kept that to himself, to his brothers, and he'll be even more far off than where he's at right now, but he's using God.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Should I say God is using him?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel even with the most silliest skits, I feel there's still a message that he's trying to get out there. Some people just see it for just a good laugh or whatever, but you're seeing drug issues.
I believe that.
You're seeing, yes, cheating does happen on the skits, but there's a message behind it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's so many messages that I take from watching them skits outside of just laughing.
You right. You're right. And I gotta I'm still gonna work on that too for So that'll be another one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because God is in everything. Like literally, there isn't anything we can do on God's green earth that he won't be in. Like he's in everything, even if it is bad, even if it is good, even if it wasn't with God in mind, he's still in it. He still can use it for the greater good of any situation, But yeah, bro, it's like I said, it's been a blessing to me. I didn't even see myself going down to Atlanta to do that, to be honest. I wanted to come down there and get straight to the movies and be the lead, you know what I'm saying? And potentially getting some Tyler Perry stuff, which I just did some stuff on his set.
Have you met him?
I have not.
Okay.
I met his executive producer, this guy named I think it's Imani or something. I met him. But I didn't meet Tyler Perry yet, and which that's coming, maybe, depending on how things supposed to go, but my objective was to get down there and take my acting career to another level, which it has. It's in God's time. I really can't have too many expectations when my life is not my own, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of just been free flowing.
Yeah.
To be honest, and God just been opening up doors, So
awesome. So we're getting to that point of the show, which once again it has been another, as I said before, amazing conversation, smooth conversation, where the conversations are always smooth. Got Jason Little holding things down, getting emotional, being transparent. We're doing all that right now. But what would you say to this young man right here?
Now, I don't know where you found this picture at. I don't know where you found this picture at. Wow.
What would you say to that young man right there?
What would I say to him? Keep making mistakes. Stop trying to be perfect. You are not perfect. You cannot be perfect. Know who to listen to. Know who not to listen to, because not everybody has advice for you. That's what I would say to him.
Deep. Yeah, so when you say that you had dreads, I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
I don't even know where you found this picture, bro. I don't know where you found that picture at.
Yep. So,
dang, boy, you almost got me again.
All right, so let's keep on going real quick. Let me do this. I got to make sure that I get it right. Oh yeah, and you probably saw it earlier, but as you were emotional, your wife was right there with you. So,
oh babe,
shout out to her.
When I say she is the strongest Black woman, she had, like I said, man, she don't got to still be with me. She don't, because even when to be a man is to take care of everything. That's the societal thing. And at times when you are not able to because you're putting things down to receive what you perceive to be more, you can't, not, it's no longer comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You breaking down them comfortable walls. So for her to still be here, still supporting me the way she do, man, like, man, that's my best friend.
So my question is,
I'm telling you, bro,
if the shoe was on the other foot, do you feel that you would have it in you to sacrifice the way that she has done for you?
Yes, indeed. And she know that. She didn't have to work for a long time. And she know this, I was dying inside because it's so much, but that's our job.
Yeah.
We got to take, I got to take my woman out of survival mode. I know this. And I do believe that's why she's sticking by me, because she know how I roll. You know what I'm saying? But yes, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
And I have to add on to that because I appreciate my SA Dub, my wife, because she has been 1,000% behind everything that I've done with Smoooth Productions. Like, she could have easily said, no, I don't want to have people that I don't know in our house. Seeing the backdrop or seeing what we got going on. But every person who's came to the house she's been welcoming. She's been showing us so much love. It's just been just a great, once again, the aura that she has. But she could have easily been like, no. But she has supported my vision. She's seen the reason why. We had a talk about time committed for each other while I'm doing this and that. She put things in my head that I'm like, okay, well, let me make sure that she knows that even though I'm busy doing this and that, I'm going to make sure that we still have our us time. Because if we don't have our us time, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And it goes back to even about the passion, about even your career. We pray for the women that we have right now. So why should we fall back and get comfy and be like, okay, well, I got it, so now I ain't got to work hard? No.
Got to work even harder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because once again, you pray for this. You wanted this. God has blessed you. He's opened up that door. What you going to do to make sure that your significant other is good?
Yes, indeed, man. And y'all make a phenomenal team, by the way, too.
Thank
man.
you.
Y'all used to do content stuff.
Yep. Yeah. We got to get back to it. She been saying she want to do some cool little couple content, so we just got to make it happen and do it and have fun. Yeah. But she supports me. I support everything that she wants to do. That's beautiful. We try to bounce ideas, get advice. Like she's more, and she'll say this too, that she's more of like the corporate mindset because of she's in HR. So she's always, around the big wigs, CEOs, whatever. She's like the corporate mind. I'm like the hustler. I'm the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like combined.
That's a corporation. That's a corporation, bro.
Yeah. So we brought up acting, being in school, playing sports, going to the ATL, sacrifices, etc. Talk about moments like this.
Man.
Being a parent.
Yeah. That's my baby Jada. Yeah, man. Like I said, that face right there, boy. I was just like, man, I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do, man. But it was one of the best moments of my life. Probably the best moment of my life. Holding my future in my hands, man. Like, it's a beautiful moment. What, 20 years old? 19, 20? A kid raising a kid?
I was 19 when I had my son.
Really? Wow, bro.
Yep.
Wow, bro. So you get it, bro.
Yep.
It's different.
Yes.
That's a perspective you don't get unless you're put in that position. Like, of course, it's no longer about you.
Right.
you know.
As soon as he popped out, like you said, it's not about you no more.
I was working 2 jobs, you know. At the time, I think I was working up at Windows off Washington. That was one of the side jobs. And then what else was I doing, man? I think I worked at the radio station. That was another job. And then I don't know. And then I was working I think it's Samsung Experience Shop or something. Like I had so many different jobs. But yeah, bro. That was a crazy moment. That was before we got our house too. Before we got our townhome, rather. You know, just having, like I said, support system, man. I can't say I'm doing it by myself, bro. Like I said, family, my mom, you know, my wife's mom, her parents, everybody steps in when we need, you know, sitters and all stuff like that, bro. It really does take a village, you know. So that's what that reminds me. Oh yeah, that's my babies right there. Yeah, Jada, yeah. And that's Jackson right there. Yeah, she graduated from kindergarten. Proud moment. Like, man.
Look at his face, though.
Yeah, he looking up to her. He looking up to her.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Just blessed, man. And, you know, I'm not doing this stuff with just me, and like it's for them. I want to show them something different. I want to give them permission to go after their dreams, just like my dad gave me permission to go after my dreams. So that's what I'm trying to instill at a high level. Now I'm trying to take it up a notch, you know. So yeah, man.
And then we talked about you and your wife doing commercials and doing this and doing that. Then you had this moment right here.
And shout out to SLU University. Shout out to Catherine Bentley. She called me like, hey, I got a role for your son. Because of me doing plays with her in the past, she knew I had a son. You know, that's Auntie Catherine Bentley now, though. She family now. But yeah, man, this moment was so proud for me. He looks just like me. You know, I wish I would have done this earlier on. You know, but you got to be present.
Right.
You gotta be present. You gotta be able to see the gifts that your kids have early. Otherwise, they playing catch up. So that's why I work so hard. He just got through doing. I should be able to release this. I was out in Atlanta. I took him with me. He just did an episode on a TV One show called "For My Man." Somebody hit me up. Knew I was in Atlanta. Took him on set. He got a little check from it. Just like I said, being present and taking your family along the journey with you. This is why I can't stop, man.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I can't stop. And you know, let the naysayers say what they're gonna say. Let them tell you like, oh well, is it gonna do this or do that for your family? Like, but man, this is what makes moments. This is what life is about, bro. Like, beautiful moment. Beautiful moment.
And speaking about what life is all about, talk about, as you have earlier, without any doubt, you've been showing her love throughout this whole show, but talk about this woman again.
Oh man, that's my peach cobbler right there. Yeah, that's Cowgirl. We had directed a video for Javar. He was doing for a Budweiser campaign. Dope song too, by the way. Shout out to Javar.
That's the R&B dude, right?
Yeah,
because he came to the bonfires.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Javar. He has his own barbershop, man. Man, that brother's cold. You might want to interview him too, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he be having some things to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll be peeping him out.
Yeah. That's my big brother though, man. He a good dude, but she was playing like the love interest in the thing we did at my father-in-law's property. You know, like I said, man, I'm a blessed dude. I'm a blessed dude.
And you brought this up earlier, but high school sweethearts.
Man, come on, man.
High school sweethearts, man.
2008. That's before the kids. That's the reason why I had to get back to St. Louis, because she was in St. Louis. She had one more year left. Thank you, Jamie. That's your queen right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. Man, we in love, man. Like I said, like I could have left Ottawa and went a different direction, but I wanted to come back home.
Because home was where the heart was.
Home was where the heart was. And we, like I said, we have been together ever since. Wow. Them the dreads I was talking about.
Yep.
Yep. That was her. We was out at some restaurant after she graduated. Still there. Beautiful as ever, as she is now. Yep. New Orleans. Family trip. Shout out to Big Zach, father-in-law. We used to do a trip once a year. We ain't been doing that lately. Been busy. But yeah, man. Yep.
So would there be opportunities for her to visit you while you are in Atlanta?
Yeah, all the time. It's always open. It's just, because she has a job now, so she has to make sure, it's all in line with the system they put in place for you not to take too many days off.
Right.
Stuff like that. But yeah, man, I actually wanted to move. I want to move out that way. I really do. I mean, well, the family. I'm already out that way, but
you want to bring everyone.
I want to bring the family out there.
Yeah.
I want to get my house, built out there. Like, but yeah, bro. Like I said, I'm blessed, man, and I know struggle creates strength. Because right now, to be honest, the only struggle I'm having is not having my family with me. To be honest, that's the only struggle. I don't trip off all this other, like I said, I know how to go make money. It's been proven. I can go make money. I can do it. It's really about the calling.
Yeah.
What's the calling? I can either do what's been done and get the same results that everyone else has been getting, or I can follow the call, answer the call, and do what I need to do to catapult my next generation, my next bloodline.
Yeah.
Rise or fall, it doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with me. It's in the effort. It's in the intention. But I can't talk to everybody about that because they don't get it.
Right. So for some people, it may not resonate because they may not be going through what you're going through, so they can't see it yet until that one moment arrives, and they be like, "Man, I recall when Jason was saying this," and I was like, "Bing."
Yep.
With that being said, I got 2 more slides before we're done.
Man, you're not about to make me cry again. I'll tell you that right now, bro.
I asked you earlier about what you would say to your younger self, but what about to these people?
Oh man, Jason Nelson, Cornell Nichols, Chris Mosley, Miss Molly, my brother Craig. Bro, just what would I say to them? Because I can literally call them all up right now and say it. But what would I say to them? Individually or as a group?
As a group.
As a group. Man, your work, your efforts and your work will not be in vain. Keep God first. Keep growing. Keep making mistakes. Keep learning and keep being phenomenal and great loving people, man. I love all of y'all from the bottom of my heart. It's nothing fake about our bond. Nothing. I want to see you win more than me. Like win, like because we collaborative. It's not a competition. Like this is a collaborative group. Like you mentioned that earlier. What's the difference between collaboration and competition? But it's collaborative. Like, man, just keep growing. Don't let desperation, have you doing anything. Like just keep growing, keep learning. And we on the way to the top together. Like we locked in for life. Like all of us. Love y'all, man. Love y'all.
And last but definitely not least, as we're about to end this amazing, once again, conversation, what do you got to say to your family?
Man. Jada, whether you want to accept it or not, you are a lot like me. You know, my daughter is in Texas right now. She's with her Auntie Cassie. Shout out to Auntie Cassie, taking care of our baby. But embrace who you are. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. Be who you are. You know, my son Jackson, he's a lot like me too. What I say to you, brother, just keep being a cool kid. You're a lot cooler than I was. He has all the charisma and swag in the world. He's getting my adult swag. He got it now. Like I had to grow into it because I was always confined. You know what I'm saying? I was scared of everything, man. I'm scared of everything. You know, it took me a minute to get out of that. He got it naturally. And then to my wife, like, you're so much better than me. You're so much patient than me. Thank you. Thank you for just being everything that I need. You know, thank you. And let's keep growing together, keep learning. And no matter what, I don't care what happens, like we always gonna be a family. We always gonna be a unit.
So that being said, man, any special shout out that you want to give to the people on the camera right here?
Man, anybody that's going back and forth with themselves about the next move in their life, not everybody has a dream, and that's okay. You know, you don't have to have a dream. Social media is a place where fantasies are created. You know, it's not for you to be like what you see on that screen, you know, on your phone. Like, be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that advice or whatever, me telling my story, this is my story. My story is not going to be your story. I will never try to shape somebody into what I think they ought to be because of what I went through. But you gotta be open enough to know that not everybody's going to be the same. When you fixed in on how you think, you know, it's always going to be your way or the highway. So to the person at home, find out who you are. I can't stress it enough. Find out who you are, because if you don't, you die empty and you die unfulfilled. That's it.
That being said, smooth conversation where the conversations are always smooth, brother.
My brother, I love you, dog.
Love you too, man. Amazing conversation, and we're gonna always be collaborating and be right here, man. So thank you for everything. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all share this stream. It's already gonna be archived as soon as this stream is over. It will be archived, and you can watch it as many times as you like. Spread the word. Follow Smoooth Conversation, or Smoooth Productions, all across social media, and definitely, once again, go on to YouTube, subscribe, click on that bell, Smoooth with 3 O's, to Smoooth Conversations. Also, go to the website, KBDR, Beat District Radio. Go to beatdistrictradio.com. Download the app on Google Play and the App Store. Once again, Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Y'all have a great rest of y'all week, and stay tuned for another amazing show coming up very soon.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.